United are back in the Champions League, and there's no other way to celebrate that other than playing in front of the Old Trafford crowd. There was such an atmosphere, and I know it's just a game, but there really was an unbelievable atmosphere for this game against Sporting Lisbon. Our first game of the group stages. We do also have to play AC Milan and Celtic, but look at the mosaic going around Old Trafford, the big Manchester United logo there at the Stretford end. Perfect way to mark our return in the Champions League, and it would be even better if we can pick up our first 3 points in the group stage. My starting lineup consisted of De Gea in goal, Shaw, Rojo, Jones, Raphael at the back, Blind, Carrick in midfield, Di Maria, Mata, Ronaldo and Robin van Persie as my strike force. The ref blew the whistle for the first time, and we were in for a fantastic game against Sporting Lisbon. This would be a bit of an emotional one for two of our players, Ronaldo and Rojo, who all came from Sporting Lisbon to join Manchester United. But it was Robin van Persie that almost got us off to a flyer just under 10 minutes gone. He did hit the ball, it clipped the outside of the post and went out for a goal kick. And Angel Di Maria, I was going to go for a shot, but it was a tight angle, so he linked back up with Robin van Persie, who originally slotted the ball through for him, but Van Persie couldn't make anything of it. Sporting Lisbon found themselves on the back foot numerous times in this game, but that was to be expected against United on their return to the Champions League at Old Trafford as well. And it would be Cristiano Ronaldo coming so close to getting the first goal of the game again against his former side, Sporting Lisbon. They were just fortunate enough that their keeper was keeping them in this game. But it was only a matter of time before Manchester United broke the deadlock at Old Trafford. It would be Robin van Persie firing United into the lead with a beautifully whipped in cross by Raphael, who previously linked up with Ronaldo down the right side. There's just no better way to kickstart our campaign in the Champions League with a goal by Robin van Persie. Now in the second half, Sporting Lisbon did get back on level terms. It would be Helden with a simple header into the back of the net. It was Capel that took the ball into the box, dragged it back, took a shot, De Gea parried, and it was just a loose ball. The goal was completely open, no one was there to cover for De Gea and simply prevent the ball from going into the back of the net. Now 64 minutes in, Angel Di Maria went down in the box. The Old Trafford crowd were going mental. It should have been a penalty. He was blatantly tripped up. There was no intention for the ball, and yet the referee failed to give the decision. Now in the 85th minute, Wayne Rooney came very close to making it 2-1 again to Manchester United with that thunderous shot on the outside of his right boot, but it hammered against the crossbar and went out for a goal kick. So Manchester United's return to the Champions League wasn't the perfect return, but it wasn't the worst return either, as we came away with just a point. There is still 5 games to go of the group stages. Manchester United's 5th game of the Premier League this season saw them away at the King Power Stadium against Leicester City. We've played 4 games already. We've won 3 and drawn 1, which puts us in 2nd position, level on points with Newcastle United. So looking pretty good so far. The same fixture last season ended 2-1 to Manchester United. It was all level round about the 85th minute until Adnan Januzaj came off the bench and scored that late winner. We are capable of doing it, but this time around I was hoping it was going to be a more comfortable win for Manchester United instead of having to go all out in the last 10 minutes or so of the game. We could do it last season because we didn't have to worry too much about players' fitness, but this season we've got the Champions League back in our lives, so it's a bit of an issue, and we have to make sure that we can wrap up games like this against Leicester. And we came very close to opening up the scoring via a free kick by Cristiano Ronaldo, 25 yards out, just under 20 minutes gone of the game. So close, I can feel an amazing free kick coming along for United this season. Surprisingly though, it was Leicester City that found themselves in the lead against the Premier League champions Manchester United. It was Watson that helped the ball on to find the feet of David Nugent, who just slid that into the back of the net. De Gea really should be doing better there, as he didn't have that corner covered. That goal was a shock to the system for Manchester United. Our finishing in the final third was just diabolical. It was woeful, and the second half couldn't come quick enough. Tom Cleverley here though, with a simple cross into the back of the net, found Falcao. He's an absolute hitman. He's not the tallest guy in the box, but yet he always seems to be on the end of every cross, and he put Manchester United back on level terms. Something for the United fans to celebrate, a bit of optimism for the team maybe to come away with 3 points against Leicester, a team that really we should be winning as Premier League champions, but they piled on the misery for United as it was Watson that put Leicester in the lead again at the King Power Stadium. How is this happening? United were just getting torn apart at the back. De Gea did well to save the first shot, but just unfortunate that he couldn't hold on to it. And Leicester City almost made it 3-1. That would have been the game right there from former United youngster at the time, Danny Drinkwater, who had that shot. It was an open goal. All he had to do was turn it into the back of the net. Januzaj, who got the winner against Leicester in the same fixture last season, almost got the equaliser. He did win us a corner though, as Kasper Schmeichel couldn't hold on to it. There's a bit of a mix-up there. I didn't really mean to take the corner short. And Rojo gave it back to Falcao, who for some reason was taking the corner. And found the head of Juan Mata, of all people. I know he's such a small guy in the box, but yet he still managed to win that. And he put United back on level terms at such a late stage in the game. So we came away from the King Power Stadium with just a point as it ended 2-2. In that game against Leicester, Cristiano Ronaldo had suffered a bruised leg. He would be out for 8 days, so he's going to miss probably our next 2 games. I think it probably takes another week for them to get over the initial injury once they are back to full fitness. But take a look at this for a headline. Godin strives to fit in at new teams. So it was the same situation with him last season, if you remember, when I signed him in the summer. Could hardly get first team at Manchester United because I was always going with Rojo and Jones, but it seems as though he's finding it hard to fit in at Chelsea after he made his move in the summer just gone for 37 million. Interesting developments there. Could he be on the move at the end of the season? If that is the case, it'd be incredibly harsh for Godin and his career, because he'd probably just be thinking to himself, well, I wish I'd have stayed at Atletico Madrid because there I was captain, I was always getting first team football. Anyway, Manchester United's next fixture would be in the Capital One Cup to be played at the Majeski Stadium against Championship team Reading. Last season's Capital One Cup run for Manchester United didn't really end well after we were knocked out of the competition at Old Trafford against Sunderland in what was a dreadful game. So this season I'm hoping to do slightly better, maybe go further than last season. I think we got through to the last 16, so I'm looking to do slightly better, maybe go for quarterfinal, semi-final, maybe even the final. We'll just keep going. But with the Capital One Cup, as you guys know, I like to mix the team around a bit and play some of the youngsters like Tyler Blackett at the back. We've got Jesse Lingard in the team as well, with Reece James, Januzaj and so on, and give Ashley Young a bit of a run around, because I don't want to risk any of my top players picking up an injury, because we may have a big game coming up on the weekend in the Premier League, and as you know, the Premier League is United's #1 priority. So we did go on to beat Reading. We knocked them out of the competition. We do advance through to the next round. It wasn't the best game, even though we had some experienced players in there like Mata and Robin van Persie. We just come away with a 1-0 win there, with the goal from Adnan Januzaj, who seems to be carrying his form from last season over to this season, and that's what you want in a player that's going to be constantly doing that. As you just saw at the league table as well, we are joint top with Newcastle United. They obviously drew in their last Premier League game like we did against Leicester, so it's looking pretty good at the moment league wise for United, the Premier League champions. But I can see Newcastle dropping off the scene somewhere around about Christmas time when it gets hectic, just like it was last season for them in this career mode. They just completely dropped off the scene, and I think they dropped down to 6th or 7th, and I think they stuck there then. Alan Pardew really couldn't find that winning spirit that they had at the start of the season, and I can definitely see maybe City catching up, and Chelsea and Arsenal and Liverpool, all the usuals, you know how it is. And hopefully I can keep the good form going for Manchester United, and hopefully we don't drop off somewhere down the line. I'd hate for that to happen. Speaking of Newcastle, Manchester United's next game was against Newcastle United at Old Trafford. There is the league table again. You can see that they are joint top with Manchester United. Also Man City are in there as well. I did forget to mention them. But this was a big game and we couldn't afford to lose this. If we could win, obviously we would go top and claim our rightful place as Premier League champions. My starting lineup consisted of De Gea in goal, Raphael Jones, Marquinhos, Shaw at the back, Januzaj, Herrera, Di Maria, Rooney in midfield, and Robin van Persie and Herrera up front. A team that can score goals, that can win games. but it would be Manchester United that would find themselves on the back foot early in this game. But Robin van Persie came ever so close to making it 1-0. It was a very tight angle, but I looked to just squeeze the ball past Krul with that little chip, and Van Persie again came so close as the ball rebounded off his chest, and it just looked like it was going to roll across the line, but Krul prevented it from going in. I was getting very frustrated, and you could see tension was building up front for United. Falcao banging his hands off the ground, couldn't believe that he had been denied a goal. I don't think he was too fussed about that effort there from the corner with that header as much as I was. It was going in, but somehow Krul managed to save that. Look at how he positioned his body as well. What a finish that would have been. Very reminiscent of Godin's goal, that winner against Tottenham last season, if you guys remember that. Just at the hour mark, though, Newcastle United were handed a penalty, and it was Marquinhos that got the bad attention. It was the sliding tackle on Anita, and as Marquinhos stands up, he lifts Anita into the air and he takes him down in the box. Was that a penalty? Should it have been given? I mean, they did score. I mean, why the ref didn't just give the goal anyway instead of holding up gameplay to give them a penalty? I don't know. It's just, it was all over the place, and Prato for Newcastle United converted the penalty into a goal. Newcastle United 1-0 up against the Premier League champions Manchester United at Old Trafford as well. We had one final effort from Juan Mata there, but Tim Krul, wow, with the man of the match performance from him, he thoroughly deserved it. He made it very frustrating for me in the final third for Manchester United. And Newcastle overall did well to maintain that 1-0 lead. Very disappointing result for Manchester United, the Premier League champions, but we'll have to pick ourselves up. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching.